Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything, all of the time.
So, as you can see at the top right, I have my name, my username, and a symbol. For those who don't know, I play a card game known as Card Fight Vanguard. It's pretty much taken a big part of my life. I just follow it full-heartedly. It's amazing. I love the game. When I first saw it, I didn't love the game. When I first saw it, it was on Hulu. Didn't understand it. But the reason I actually started looking at it, like I would see it every so often on the thing, but I would just ignore it. I'm just like, that looks dumb, that looks dumb, that looks dumb. But that was because I wasn't playing card games at the time. And when I did look at it, it was because I was playing card games at the time. Pretty self-explanatory. When you're not looking at something, it's because you're not doing that. When you are looking at something, it's because you are doing it. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, right? So, I only started playing card games again because my sister, one, gave me a Yu-Gi-Oh deck for my birthday. She said, "Hey, you still like this, right?" Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do. It was the one with, the Silent Soldiers. I liked it. It was pretty cool. But she gave me a present I did not use. Well, correction. She gave me a present that I wasn't gonna use for a while, but I didn't know that. So I was just like, you know what, this is pretty cool. It's good to have, something back then, even though I'm probably never gonna play this again. And then, one day, I saw some people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just like, you know what? And they said, "Hey, do you have Yu-Gi-Oh! deck?" Like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess I do. So I was like, yeah, I got a Yu-Gi-Oh! deck. I don't have it on me, but I guess I could bring it next time y'all are playing. I was like, yeah. So the next day, I brought it, and I just started playing. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm actually playing this again. There is so much I completely forgot. Now, the thing is, it turns out none of us played it correctly. When it came to Yu-Gi-Oh!, we thought spells had to be set like traps as well. So every time we played a spell, we would set it down. Now, the only spells that we didn't have to set were quick play spells. Because it wasn't like, oh, it's a house rule. We thought that was the legitimate rules. I followed what they were doing because they were reteaching me the game. I felt it was a little off. I didn't say anything. And then I read everything on the rules and stuff, and I told them, I think we've been doing this wrong. And they said, what do you mean? I think we're playing spells incorrectly. From what I understand, because there are cards that say when you play a spell, you must set them. And I told that to them, and I said, doesn't that seem contradictory to what we've already been doing? And they're like, yeah, just a little bit. I wonder why. Like, what? And so I said, let's try this. Let's follow whatever this thing says, the rules. And actually play spells from hand on our turns. We don't have to set them. We just have to place them on the field, and then they either disappear or they don't. Depends. They're like, okay, we'll try. When the first time we started it, oh my god, all of us just felt like we were doing something completely wrong. Because we're like, this is too fast. Like, we felt like something was completely wrong. Man, knowing that, yes, that is makes me feel like I really needed to pay more attention to the rules when it came to relearning the thing, and also making sure that when I was being taught that I was being taught the right rules. Because when you're taught one way and then you're showed, oh, that's not how you do it this way, it just feels so wrong. Because you've been doing that one way for a while, even though I was only doing it for like a couple days or a couple weeks. It just felt wrong doing it later like that. But so that's when I started getting into into Yu-Gi-Oh again. When it came to getting into Vanguard, I was shown Magic, and basically they were trying to get me to play Magic for whatever reason. I think I have attack boosts. I might have chosen a blue set. Okay, that's fine. They made me play a red deck and they played a blue deck. Now the problem is that his red deck was garbage. I ended up finding a couple things that I did end up liking, so I decided, hey, I'll go ahead and buy a couple boxes and stuff. I bought a couple boxes, and I was just like, okay, cool. I ended up buying way more than I thought. I actually had a bigger collection than him in less than a month. And then afterwards, I was just like, you know what? I just want to play different card games. Not just Yu-Gi-Oh! I just want to play different card games, because I want to see how they all are. So I got a deck from... I got a new one. I tried out a new card game. It was called Force of Will. I actually still have like some historical box with it where it's got like an anime historical figures or whatever. And I keep all my other decks inside of it. My friends who I played card games with know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I showed them for a little bit, and I kept playing it by myself. It's pretty sad, the fact that I would buy all these card games. I would only have myself to play with, because I didn't want to play anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, and that sort of way. But I would still do it. I still kind of do it too. And I would just constantly be working on a deck that I never played. And then... I was just like, you know what? I gotta find another card game. I want to try something else. I want to see what else they do. And I went on Hulu and looked for official card games to play. One of them was that Chaos one, but that one doesn't exist, so I decided to skip it. I looked at Bakugan, and I saw Card Fight. I'm like, interesting. I'll give it a chance. Maybe some other time. Which turns out to be a couple years later. So I watched the first episode of Card Fight.
Promise.
They are doing things I can't even I couldn't even explain. It was so bizarre how everything went out that I was just like, okay, so he's... No, I got nothing. I'm just too tired for all this. And so I just never watched it again, and I just felt like, you know what, it's probably not good. That was my first introduction to Vanguard. I didn't even play it when I first saw the first episode. Mostly because I couldn't follow it, and I fell asleep. It was pretty bad. Well, a couple years later, I moved somewhere, and I finally have a place to play card games with, because before, there was no shops around me. There was nothing even resembling a card shop. So what I ended up doing, one day while we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At the end of a tournament, the shop owner, he's just like, hey, I got these extra boxes if y'all want to look at it, because I think either me or my other friend said, do you have any other card games? You know, just, you know, and he just showed us. He's like, well, we got Buddy Fight. I said, no, we're not children.
What? You still
and he's like, and we got Vanguard. I'm just like, I don't know. last thing I remember was it was all about knights and dragons.
Sorry,
That's
man.
just not something, and occasional big giant robots.
What am I sorry
That's just
for?
not something I'm interested in. But I looked through some of the stuff because he let us look through it, and then I found
Our
a starter
first
deck.
match of today's struggle tournament.
And this is the starter deck that told me, you know what? This game is not just giant robots. It's not big, boys like these types of things, so we're gonna put them in here. Boys like cool royal knights, or they like big dragons and stuff. I find dragons okay. I don't really think that they're like the bomb or anything like that. They're okay. Dragons are okay. But they're not my favorite. Knights are fine. I wouldn't say I like knights all that much. But when it came down to the giant robots, I was just like, nope, not interested at all. Giant robots, I do not like giant robots. They... Not because, like, I hate giant robots, it's more of... Giant robots are okay, but they're not my thing when it came down to one. Now, with the deck that I ended up buying, the starter deck, I was just like, oh, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and try this out. I thought this was just, you know, oh, we're boys, so we like robots and you know, dragons and stuff, and, you know, that's fine. But that's not all it's about. It had this girl on the front that had like this giant staff. I'm like, what is this? This does not look like a giant robot. If she is, that's some pretty good android tech. And for the other stuff, I just looked at the back. I'm like, okay. And I just looked at the shop owner and I'm like, yeah, I'll get this. Totally, I'll buy this. I bought it.
Keep it clean.
Opened it up immediately. Just everything in there. Just interesting to me because they had this like Japanese type of theme where they were all maidens, like shrine maiden type girls. There's actually one that's probably my favorite. It is called like Battle Maiden Mizuki, and I saw her and I'm like, I like this one. This one's my favorite so far. Like, she looks so cool. Well, I don't know if that was the point I ended up doing, but I went home and I was just like, I gotta learn this game. The art on here, everything looks so cool. I gotta try it out. Hopefully it's actually really good. So I looked at the rules, I went around, I ended up buying another deck. It was an Aquaforce one. And so I'm just like looking at all this stuff, I'm trying out the trial decks, I'm buying booster sets and stuff like that. But I didn't know everything about it. I didn't know there was 24 clans. That's way too many. That's a lot. So everything is separated by clans. They have nations, but everything's separated by clans at this point. So when it came down to it, I was just looking through. I didn't know what every clan was. So one day, one night,
That's more like
I
it.
ended up looking at it. I just started researching. I forgot to put on guard. I just started researching, you know, all the clans, looking at all of them, and I'm like, oh, this one's cool. Oh, this is the one I have, Aquaforce. Let's see what, you know, more on it. What's its whole purpose and stuff. I found out Aquaforce was such a cool strategy type deck. Every attack phase had different skills that you could use. If you're in the first battle, like this unit makes the first attack, he gets to stand up again. If this unit's in the third or fourth, he gets plus power. I was
So
like,
it was you.
that's so neat. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have that. What else does this? And then I realized something. Like, I don't know how I didn't realize it before. There was only monsters in the entire thing. There was no spells. There was no traps. It was Monster Zone extra monster zone. Deck, graveyard. And I love that. That was so cool. I didn't have to worry about things getting blown up because of cheap spells or them drawing because of cheap spells. No, it was cheap monsters.
Play fair now.
You didn't
You're
see a
at the top of
monster
the
there for
bracket.
like a second unless they retired.
There's only room. My life is
So
a chip in
I
the
started
slot.
looking around and then I found one. I didn't know that it was there. Like, I looked through all of it, and I was trying to get my other friend, Jacob, into it, and he told me that this guy, Nick, he told me that he told him there is a clan that makes it so your opponent can't play his other cards. Now, Jacob being Jacob, he loves the idea of that. He loves the idea of, hey, you can make it so the opponent can't play the game? That sounds exactly like my game style. It is. Because in Yu-Gi-Oh! He played Paleotoads, or Paleozoic Toads, or whatever. Which is basically, I'm going to set all these cards and make it so you can't play the game. And then when I can, I get to play a lot of the game. He would just play all these stally decks that make it so you can't do anything. And so him hearing, oh, this deck makes it so your opponent can't play with these cards? That's awesome. I'm going to play that. And then I said, you know what would be cool if they actually had a ninja deck? That's what I want. But I just mostly wanted a ninja clan. I like ninjas. They're so cool, and there's a big reason why I do. And it wasn't because, oh, ninjas are cool because they disappear or they, whatever. I have a good reason for liking that. And so one of the biggest things is, wait, what is it? Oh, right, we're looking for the rumors. And so when I was told, I said that, they said, there is a ninja clan. I think there's two. I said, really? And they're like, yeah, there's Murakumo and one called Nubatama. I like the sound of that one. Nubatama? That sounds so interesting. And so I looked at Murakumo a little bit. I'm just like, yeah, they copy a lot of stuff. That sounds pretty ninja-like. That's Shadow Clone Jutsu. That's neat. But it just didn't feel right. Like, I like Murakumo. It's pretty cool. It's ninja-esque. And I say that because later I found out it's not really ninjas. I mean, like, it is, but it isn't at the same time. Nubatama is the one I consider pure ninja, because their focus is sabotage. And that's amazing in my opinion. Now, yes, you can make it or sound like, oh, it's kind of like the Link Jokers where, oh, you can't make the opponent play or the opponent can't play or anything. Kind of, it's more of it messes with the opponent. So, and that's the type I like. Almost conditioning in a sense. Where its focus was discarding cards, mostly. Bouncing, discarding cards, and then later I found out one called Dominate, where it uses the opponent's stuff against you. Now that's the one that a lot of people really like, and I understand why. It's basically saying the opponent is their own worst enemy. It's pretty cool. My favorite was After Image. What the After Image did was, it said anything that goes to the opponent's hand while you have this amount of cards in hand, everything gets bounced. So I could use my entire hand and get it back. That was so cool. Ninjas that go in and get out. That's what I saw it as. Murakumo was cool because it was the Shadow Clone thing. But I never saw it as anything but that. That's cool. But there was something off about it that I didn't fully like too much. And that was, I found out later, while playing Ghost of Tsushima, they're not ninjas, they're unhonorable samurai. They're samurais who use cheap tactics. Legitimately have samurais in the deck. Nubatama has pretty much nothing but ninjas in the deck. I say pretty much because there are some dragons that are ninjas, and they're called dragon stealth or demon stealth. They got all this stuff. They're rogues and stuff. When it comes to Murakumo, they're all kind of in that same ballpark, but at the same time they're not. There's one called Zanbaku Arrestor. He does not feel like a ninja. He feels like a jailer. That's not ninja. But Nubatama was the one that I'm just like, you know what? This is gonna be the clan that I choose, because I know one thing specifically. If the one thing that I like about card games is identity. When somebody sees a clan or somebody sees this, they can immediately think of you. Or when they see that, they can think of you as one of the thoughts in your head. I have top 3 clans. Genesis, that was the deck, that was the clan that got me into the game. How could I not have that be the reason, be one of my top 3? Like, that was the one thing that I had to make happen. Top 3 had to be the one of the deck. Now, if I had to choose between them, obviously it makes sense because Aqua Force is number 3. I would have had, if they were both in the same one, I would have had to choose with Genesis. Now, the harder part, though, would have been Nubatama versus Genesis. If they were both in the same marker group, I'm not sure I would have been able to choose Genesis, sadly. Now, I don't, like, for the longest time, I only had favorite clans. And it wasn't until more recently that I found subclans. Subclans is basically archetypes for Yu-Gi-Oh! So, dragons or, let's see, ritual beasts, spiritual beasts, which I played in Yu-Gi-Oh! I still do, pretty much. Even though I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! All that much, I still do. Every time I thought, there was this one term known as avatar. My avatar. The card that if I looked at, I would say, you are the one that will define me. You are the one that says, no matter what, everyone who sees this card will think of me. Now, avatar can be pretty generic if everybody chooses the same one. There's a generic clan known as Kagero. They're dragons that blow up on occasion. Like, they blow things up occasionally, but they're basically, if you think of neutral game or whatever, not neutral game, if you think of balanced or whatever, it just feels so generic type of thing. Like, if you're fine with playing basic decks type of stuff, Kagero was the one that I always thought of. Yeah. Because it just felt so boring to play it. It was fine. Its boss unit could restand, that's cool, whatever. But it just felt so eh. And for a lot of people, that was their favorite thing. Don't know why, it just was. I guess they just liked the idea of restanding stuff. But when it came down to, like, choosing their avatar, I would see, like, on a lot of forums and all stuff, Dragonic Overlord the End is my avatar and whatever. Oh, I can't wait for my avatar to come to the very release series. Dragonic Overlord, the cross end. Just Dragonic Overlord. Like, it was all the same stuff. It's just like, Is it really your avatar if all these other people get to say it is? Like, it makes sense if they really like the card, and it's fine. It just feels like if 90% of the people pick the same card as you, it makes that card less special, right? That's not really the reason why I chose my card. I liked Shiranui, but I knew one thing about it. I and a lot of Nubatama members or players also say Shiranui is my avatar. Shiranui, Oguro, Renee, or whichever one. That's my avatar. That's good. The thing is, a lot of these people who choose their avatar are going by, oh, it's my avatar because it's the best one, or because it's got this thing, or not because it's got this thing. That one would make more sense, but it's because it's the best one, because it's more famous. When it comes to Shiranui being a lot of people's avatar, I just feel like it's plain down. It's the same as Overlord at the end. They pick it because of essentially it being what it is. And it's over-fanned. It's too big for what it should be. If that makes sense. It probably doesn't make any sense. And for me, Shiranui was cool. I liked it. But like I said before, After Image, that was my game. I liked that. So I wanted to look for something that resulted in either After Image going off or something. At first I was going by skills, looking for my avatar, the unit that I use. Or that if I brought it up, it was the one that I saw as mine. Type of thing, right? Well, I went through looking for skills. I'm like, these skills are all good and they're all nice, but I feel like I'm going about this the wrong way. So I started looking at art. The art of everything. Everything was cool. Everything was great. But it was making it harder because every time I looked at the art, I'm like, this one looks amazing. Then I would look at its skill. But it doesn't do amazing things. Honestly, if it wasn't for like the skills and stuff, I'd probably choose something else. But I'm glad I did because after looking at art, I realized what I was doing. And I was just like, this isn't helping. I can't find it this way. So I started looking at flavor text, the little comments that they leave. Like, I will destroy the world, or, the world is mine and I shall control it all, Not skills, just things that the unit says. There was one that I scrolled through every single card. There was one that said something that really stuck out to me, and I thought, this is it. I'm done searching. This is the one. Shura Stealth Dragon. Hokage Kongo. Flavor text said, Shinobis prevent the enemy from giving their all. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's what it should be. They're sabotaging. They're sneaking around. They make sure that the opponent or the enemy that they're going after against, they'll never see them. Their eyesight is blind. They'll think that they're going insane by seeing multiple people. They'll sabotage by blowing up your arsenals and stuff. Like, they are the biggest infiltrators when it comes down to it. And because of that, this sentence, this flavor text was the one that popped out. I said, you know what? This is correct. This is what it means when I think about it. And it's perfect because Nubatama itself actually gains power when the opponent does too, in a sort of way. They get a big hand, discard it. They get a big field, control it. And this new card that's coming out, they want to call anything, they get a big field, they get bigger. They return it, and then they force the opponent to pay costs for things they don't pay costs for. Just making the opponent miserable, in a sense, by having to think, how am I going to play against someone who's going to use me against me? There's one thing that a YouTuber, Vanguard Insider, Mr. Timely, he said when he was revealing Kujiki Kurakongo, and he said, I think it was Kujiki, it might have been Kushigaras. He said something along the lines of where Murakumo or Zanbaku locks you out of your plays. Nubatama does the same thing, but it also lets you know it's your own fault. Like, that is exactly what I like to hear when it comes down to it, because that's basically right. It is your fault. You played cards, and now I get to use those cards against you. You didn't play cards? Well, that's your fault. You didn't think about how to play against me. You know, stuff like that. And so, seeing one flavor text, I immediately knew this is who I'm gonna be as my avatar. This is the... Now, I didn't come into the G era until, like, late in the G era. So, I was pretty far ahead from when Kujiki Kurakongo actually released. What the heck is going on? Okay, whatever. So I was far ahead from when he actually released. That was unfortunate, because one, I wanted to play the Legion era. He didn't come out till the G era at the beginning of it, but still. And two, it means I never got to actually play him. Alright, watch this, Ready? Rare. What? I'm putting Donald as an actual black mage? Yeah. I'm fine with that. I could say that if I didn't read that flavor text, I don't think I would actually have ever picked him. His skill was okay. I don't think I would have picked him for a skill, though. So...
Hey, you. Where'd you come from?
I don't think I see
You
this
here to pick a fight with us or something?
Keep forgetting about.
Fight? We're not here to fight.
Okay, smart Alex. Time to teach you how to behave in my town. Bring it.
Man, what a jerk.
Man, what a jerk. I freaking love Sora sometimes, because he's got like this basic attitude. It's so funny.
You see, Cypher, I'm a really big fan.
What? What do you want?
I want to start a struggle fight. That's the only way you can fight. Okay, whatever. He's gonna start it later. Alright. But he was an okay unit. He doesn't have the most stylish outfit or, you know, artwork. I would like to see more art with him. But other than that, he didn't stand out all that much when it came to anything else but his flavor text. And so, because of that, I've been trying to get into this mindset lately, because I figured, you know what, if I'm gonna actually follow through with that, like that kind of logic of, you know what, the opponent doesn't get to you. I'm not talking about cheating. No, cheating is a totally different situation when it comes down to like stuff. But being cheap in general. Before I thought, oh, you're spamming, you're garbage, you know, you don't know how to do anything. Well, you know what? My friend taught me one thing when playing Smash Bros. Learn. If you can't learn out of how to get out of something, all you can do is complain, that's gonna be on you. If they continuously use it on you, and you keep getting hit by it, that's because you didn't learn. That's because you aren't figuring out a way to get around it. Well, he's right. Completely and ultimately right. And I've been trying to teach my brother that too, because he complains a lot when it comes to, oh, it's unfair. Oh, you only won because of this. Well, guess what? Yes, I did. I only won because of this. But I wasn't the only contributing factor. You had a part to play too. You let it happen. So I ended up tolerating that kind of mindset a little bit more. And that's basically the main reason why I'm playing Nubatama. And that's why I have that Nubatama symbol at the top right. Because even though we're in the D series and it's all by nations, I am still not a dragon boy. I don't care for dragons too much. Dragons are okay, but they're not something I go out and say, ooh, dragon is so cool. He's got fire. It breathes water. It breathes whatever. It's a cool dragon. It's got wings. It flies. No, I don't care. It's cool that it's a dragon, but it's not cool to me in a sense. Like, whatever. Ninjas are my main thing, and so them turning to nations doesn't do anything to me except make me want to play like different versions of Nubatama with these cards. But I'm still waiting for the ninja ride line for the decks, and that won't be out for a couple of years, is what I'm guessing. Hoping I'm not going to be following putting a flag or putting the symbol of the Dragon Empire. I'm going to be putting my #1 clan. I would put all three, but I feel like that's kind of... Why? I don't need the others to resemble me. I mean, I guess I could, but then the screen would be filled with symbols and stuff, and it would look bad. I mean, this probably doesn't look too good either, but you know what? Screw you. I don't care. I like the way it looks. Fine with me. And that's the other thing. I actually like the way that the symbol looks too. It's very cool. In a sense, the circles and stuff, like, I don't know how they came up with certain designs when it came to making these little clan symbols. But I really enjoy the Nubatama one. Not because it's ninja. In general, the clan symbol itself is just alluring. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a side thing to come on for the circles that it has in between. Like, kind of like a little shrine thing. No matter what, I think I would have chosen that as my favorite symbol. Even if it wasn't ninjas. Just kind of how it is.
Thing we're on the job then.
I'm just kind of doing whatever in this game. I haven't figured out like what my goal is. Whether I'm gonna level up exponentially through random stuff or whatever. Like, I'm already like level 10 or so. I don't know what I'm at. Let me check. 11. Which is cool, I guess. I kind of farmed a bit too much, maybe. It doesn't really matter. I wasn't going for like a specific level. I just farmed until I wanted to stop farming. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna like take this fully. It's just something I'm doing at the moment. I might continue until the very end. I'm not sure. If my friend wants me to, I'll definitely do it. But honestly, I've only been making videos because I've been bored. And I just wanted a reason to edit, so I'm glad I have a mic to do that for. Because if it was just me playing, it would just be cuts of gameplay with silence. And I don't usually talk all that much when I'm playing games. Like, I'll give you a small, like, demonstration. Or I'll show you a little bit of how it looks when I'm playing games. Like, how unsettling can that be? Like, just straight up, no sound. I'm sure a lot of people do that too, but, like, honestly, this is my first time, like, talking for no reason, just babbling on about random stuff. But I got nothing. I'm not... I don't have anything funny to say. I just got things to say. Just thinking about ways to open up the silence. Or break the silence, sorry. I'm sure I'm not the only one that plays in silence when it comes to that. I mean, yeah, there's people who are just like playing kids game like Fortnite or something like that. And just, even though they have no one to talk to, they're just complaining. Oh, you dumb butt face. I can't believe you killed me while building the block of hay or whatever the crap it is. I don't care. It's a stupid game. And these kids are just like yelling or just like, in Call of Duty is another one. Oh, you stupid MFer. How dare you? You're probably gay or something.
Meet the Hollow Bastion Restoration.
You don't have a mother because she left or something like that because you're so bad at this game. Oh, I just killed you and you didn't notice me? Oh, you're so garbage at this game. You must be blind or something, like your grandma who left you because you're gay or something like that. Like, I'm sure, and these people don't even have mics. They're talking to the screen. Like, that's the type of silence that's the type of, like, stuff I'm mostly talking about. There's some people who can talk, and I'm pretty sure the majority are people who are playing alone on the thing aren't reacting or talking to themselves like this, so I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not watching people like that. You don't see the people like that on stream. Very much if you do. Because that's like that's pretty creepy to have like a stream with someone playing a game, not saying a thing, not saying anything to chat, just playing a game, and then just like end stream. Like, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, there's some people who don't have mics, that's fine. But if you have a mic on, you're sitting there on stream, you show that you have a mic, you can talk. They can hear you. Like, they can honestly hear you do that. You have a mic, talk. What's your problem? Why aren't you talking? You have a mic, you put it on for a reason, you're streaming. You have tons of people telling you, dude, clear your throat, drink some water. You really need to get a breath mint. Because, you know, people are rude on Twitch and they have rude things to say. Like, seriously. Why are you quiet? You put that on for a reason and you're not going to use it. The rarely watch this one.
Weapon.
Truly marvelous
Were
weapon.
it only in more capable hands.
Show yourselves.
We're right here. You could hear our voice before we even came into the world. How do you like that? I'm the boss, can't you see? That's the weirdest thing about this game. They react to things that aren't there yet. They have like this second sense.
The organization 13.
What's that?
Good. Now we can settle.
Oh, hi
this.
there.
What
Like,
a shame.
what's that all about?
And here I thought
You're saying
we
what's
could be
that to
friends.
empty air and then a portal. You don't even see like an opening of the portal. It's baffling. See, he reacted at the right time. He saw the stuff on the ground. Okay, cool. This seems like a good place to stop. Well, I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to put out for this. Thank you for listening to, well, whatever I was ranting on about, but I'm going to save and go ahead and end the video here. Appreciate it. Let me know if you want to keep seeing me play this game, rant about random crap, or whatever. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good evening. Goodbye.